Welcome to What If We Can Change It All, the podcast.
A podcast created by Movement.medicine.
My name is Shadisa.
And my name is Janina.
We believe that we have the power and therefore we can change it all.
This podcast is all about reclaiming your power.
Welcome. We are back and we are very excited, or I am very excited. And we have Jahél here, and she's actually my hairdresser. But so much more, I would say. There's a lot of knowledge, a lot of different things she does, and I want to say it's all in helping others and supporting others on different aspects, and that's what I love because it's like hair, it's like breath work, it's like retreats, it's like all of it, but somehow it's also very much connected together or with each other. Yeah, that's my little introduction. Can you introduce yourself a bit?
Yes, my name is Jahél. I'm 35 years old and a mother of three. Yeah, during my daily life, I practice to do breath work. That's one of my newest things that I do at the moment, and I really love it. I never thought that I would find another thing that I would love besides doing hair and scalps. And yeah, I'm happy to know that there is still a lot of creativity in myself besides my earlier profession. So yeah, happy to share this with you guys.
Cool. Do I start? Yeah, you go. Okay. I would love to start with hair first, because I think you have a whole perspective on it and a lot of knowledge about it. Do you mind giving us a little nutshell? Because I know it's a
hmm
big topic.
Yeah, with hair locks, I started as a girl of 14 years old. Before I was younger, helping my mom, like assisting her with little things. And when I was 14, I was like, I want to be an entrepreneur. But back in the days, yeah, you weren't able to do that like on the papers. So I started my journey by learning and focusing on what my mom does and really listen to her advices and stuff. And on the age that I was, let me see, 21, I took over the family business and didn't really know what to do because business was like something else besides just doing hair. So I started, and yeah, it went back and forth, back and forth. It didn't really go like how I planned it in my head earlier, but I was still, yeah, how do you say it? I was still focused on where I wanted to go with this. So that's what I did. In between, I got pregnant when I was on the age of 25 and became mother of my first daughter. And within that year, 10 months later, I delivered my twins, a boy and a girl. So then I was like, okay, I'm fully mom. How do I do this? But really, my kids really kept me going, of course, because you have three little lives and you're responsible of it. So I really wanted to give them the best example for them to also grow and see. And I kept them involved in everything that I did. So yeah, the hair part is now a part with kids. And yeah, it grew and grew and grew a lot. 5.5 years ago, I decided to go on back on location because, of course, when I took over the business of my mom, we were in the center of Amsterdam. And then I decided to stop the location and go back home to work from out of home. Um, yeah, because with three babies, it was not. the time to like be traveling back and forth to the salon. So I moved the salon to my house, in a small little room, and there I just kept doing what I did, and didn't thought that people would find me somewhere on the second floor in the Belmer. So I was like, yeah, I don't know where it's gonna go, but still I just kept going on. And yeah, 5 years at home, my business really grew a lot, because in that time I was also doing some personal development, on not only on the personal part, but also how to grow your business, how to do sales, how to do this and that. But for me it was really, I'm really a person, I like to flow, and the business part was really business, hard business, and I was like a butterfly there, and everybody between the sharks, and I was like, okay, this is not really my thing, but I'm gonna do what I do. And I really bring some changes within the business, and it is a business like older than 30 something years. Um, and there I got more, I felt more secure to really do what I do. And then I decided to go on location 6 years ago, and then my business really blew up. So I'm happy where I am right now, and I really feel the room to develop myself even more on a different kind of levels. Yeah.
What I really love about this story is that like although you became a mother, which is beautiful as itself, right? But like you keep going, you staying committed to your business as well. I think that's something really beautiful also for your kids to experience. And although I don't know how old they are, but although they don't really realize it now, they also get that those little things that you are like developing for yourself, right? It's that work ethic. And I think that is so beautiful to also like show your kids that and also show to other people that you can be a mom, but also can have a business and success
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Because I think that is something in society that is often misunderstood somehow. No, I have to be a mom, I have to be perfect as a mom, and like you can have both. And I think
Yeah.
that's really beautiful.
Yeah. Exactly. And of course, my tribe, because you also need a tribe to do certain things. Yeah, never forget your tribe, because yeah, as a mom, of course, my oldest one became 11, and the twins are now 10. So 10 years of just going with a lot of support of my aunties, my mom, my sisters, and friends that really supported me if I had to go outbound or wherever. Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
How would you say did your children or becoming a mom influenced, I mean, you already talked a bit about it, but influenced going even maybe further for your business of going for it more?
How they influence that?
Yeah.
Now I was like, I was in a relationship back then, and before we had kids, the relationship was okay, and after we got kids, the balance was off. So um, I really had to give more of myself than the dad of my kids did. So it wasn't easy, you know. And some negative situations in your life or in your past could also motivate you to get better. So I think both my kids and my ex-boyfriend, even though it wasn't really positive, helped me to push through and to go further in, um, yeah, doing what I love. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I think that's beautiful because often when we are in the moment and then something feels like hard or negative or heavy, then we're like, oh, it's all happening to us and we can't, blah, 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 blah. But there's
Mm-hmm.
actually a lot of treasures there, right? And a lot of gems that can actually give us a lot of motivation to do better for us,
Exactly.
people we love. And
Yeah.
That's a beautiful reminder for all of us to
Yeah,
mind.
because it's not only like it's really cliche, right? Like people only see the top part, but not the underneath part. There was a lot of things going on, and it wasn't really positive to be honest. But I am a really positive person, and for my kids, for me, it was very important for me to do the best I can do. Um, Although it didn't really went how I planned, but still we just pushed through, and they really kept me woke to go there, you know. So yeah, happy to be a mom. Yeah,
I love that they're always like coming in and like helping or asking questions or doing.
yeah. They are like, "Middag iedereen," and
Yeah.
then, "Oh, mommy, the checkout. Oh, mommy, can I do the products?" Or they are always involved or just showing off,
Yeah.
giving a little show. So it's fun. Yeah.
I think it's beautiful as well, right? Because it also shows that because I feel like we have a certain perspective of children, what they can and what they cannot do, and what they're able to do. But I think they're so much wiser than we think, and they're so much more human and grown up, or they have so much more like insights and intuitivity and everything than we
Hmm.
give them props for. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
But it's um, and how did you go into the whole breathwork journey? And I know you did like a lot of spiritual or more energy practices and things. How
Yeah.
did
Now, to be honest, my journey started as a little girl again. My mother was super grounded, and she raised us super grounded, and also the spiritual aspect of being a Surinamese lady, female. It was very important for her, but also for us to get known around spirituality and stuff. Now nowadays we call it chakra or chi or ki and all these things. But it for me. It started as a little girl. I'm one of a triplet, and I have two other sisters, and that is already three is very spiritual, and I was raised like that, like you guys are a pact, you have to stay together, although you're gonna scatter all over the world, like just be close friends and just do your thing. So that is where the spiritual journey started for me. My mother brought us back for 3 years to Suriname on school, going into the bush, have some baths, and being present on spiritual parties and stuff. So I really got the exposure of how spirituality works, and it's really a thing from within and not the outside. So that was a super super nice experience that we got from my mom. And yeah, then you were like a teenager doing your stuff, and then you just throw away what that part. And as soon as I became a mom, all the things that I learned back then, or all the experiences that I had back then, really came back. And I was like, okay, what do I do with it? What do I do with it? And then you're in a phase that you're ignoring what you know. And by the age of 30, I decided to break up with my ex-partner. And there, my everything, my whole vision, like, opened, and I was like, okay, I really have to work on me, and I really have to do me now. So that's what I did. I started breath work by the age of 31. I'm almost 36, ladies. 2 weeks ago. So like 5 years, almost 5 years now, I'm practicing breath work. And it really helped me a lot to ground, to not be angry from within, um, to be thankful for what I got in my life, and also that my kids are healthy, and like my family is healthy and everything. Um, yeah, so breath work started back then, and yeah, I worked super hard. And last year I had like I became dizzy, very dizzy, and I was like, what is this? Am I ignoring a sign or what? Rachel? So I went to my nature doctor, and then he told me like, you're stressing within about something that you don't know. But my dad was super ill, and he was super positive. So we were positive with him, but from the inside we were dying too, you know. So the balance, it was also a balance thing again, and it really knocked me out. I was Christmas time last year, I was off for 2 weeks and laying in my bed. I couldn't walk, I couldn't talk, I couldn't eat, I couldn't do anything, and I was like, whoa, what is this? So then I called my friend Marvin Fuaman, who has the School of Spirituality called Umoja, and I talked with him about it, and I just went to his website and I just fill in the forms, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do the bread coach. I want to dive, you know. I don't want to be on the surface anymore. So my training started in February and I finished it in May. And I thought that my brains, you know, I was smart in what I do, but on the you know, the papers, a whole new thing. Maybe I will fail, or you know, I was scared of not finishing my course correctly or whatever. But that was really something for myself, you know. And during the course I learned like we are always telling ourselves a lot of stories and playing a lot of movies, but if you just disconnect with that and just be you and be still, then it stops. So that's when also I started to do certain things, certain practices, and I felt better. My energy level went up. So 3 months later, I was on top of the food chain, and I just did my course. I did my trainings. I did like 200 hours of breath work, and then I got my certificate. And we directly promoted a retreat and just went all in. So I have to say I didn't plan again for it to go like this, but yeah, sometimes it's good to not have a plan about certain things and just let it flow, you know. So yeah, that is my breath work journey for now. It's not a long journey yet, but it feels like it is, because in the beginning I really worked on myself first before helping others. So yeah, happy again.
I really, really love is that, like, exactly the point that you also tapped into, like you were telling yourselves all the reasons that why you couldn't do it, right? But what if you could? What if you
Yeah,
could do it? Like to be able to switch that around and have that like inner dialogue with yourself, that it's almost like a battle that you're having with yourself, right? I think that is something like so, so beautiful. And I think we all go through that, but we often don't really express that to other people as well. So we're thinking, okay, I'm just not able to do something. But what if you are? Like what if you're just that person? You're just that girl, woman, however you want to call it, right? And I think that is so powerful because we all have this little switch within ourselves to actually just press that button and like do what we are supposed to do.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's good. Just like you say, some like we all are scared to open a new door,
Yes.
and if you open it, it is super bright and super fruitful. But when you're scared, you really sabotage yourself first, always, before choosing the good thing for you or for yourself. That's always the case. But I never thought that I was sabotaging myself. Like coming on that point to see like, oh my God, it's me. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Then you just stop sabotaging yourself and your dreams, because most of the times we are the biggest dream stealers of ourselves. Some people have their opinions, but we choose not to do or to do, so it's really complex.
Yeah.
But in the end, you always have a choice.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I think what's also beautiful, you're talking a lot about balance, and I think what's beautiful listening to you is that spirituality was always a part of your life. And somehow, and this is also I think what we both experienced, is at some point it is gone or you are distracted and it's not really present anymore, and then something needs to happen, so you go back there. I think that happens a lot, right? We often forget the whole energy and spiritual part and just forget ourselves, basically. Body needs to scream and needs to tell us something. And that's also how we started, and that's also how we reinvented ourselves. And I think that's so hear from different people and different stories, because it's I want to say it's human and it's normal. It's normal that we get off track and that we lose ourselves and that we don't know anymore, and that we're lost, and then we have to refine ourselves. And mostly that version of ourselves is so powerful, or is so much better than we could even do. And it's just also a beautiful reminder.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure, for sure. We are really in like an awakening of how do you say it? Individually waking up, you know. First, back in the days, our parents had like a really collective consciousness, like they go to the church, they listen to the domine or the priest, and then they form their opinion. But nowadays we really stand up for ourselves and really do our research again and again and again to really know for sure what we are doing. So it's a individual consciousness, but it could be lonely, because when you are woke, and what I was saying, I'm one of a triplet, and I'm not saying that my sisters are not woke or my family is not woke, but everybody have like different levels of implementing and integrating their own journey. So that is also a thing of being the oldest. Although I'm only 1 minute older than my middle sister, and two with my last sister, I still feel a bit, how do you say it? Verantwoordelijk. How do you say it? Yeah, I feel responsible for them to be in a certain level of, so I really pull them like, come, let's do it together, and just let's do this and that. And my sister, the middle one, was living in France for 13 years, so she was out of doing business for all these years, so it was really new for her. And when I look at her 1 year later, she really grew a lot. And my other sister in Berlin has opened a restaurant. She's a singer, a componist, a producer. She does a lot of things with music. But she opened the first Surinamese restaurant. That was also a passion for her, cooking good food and stuff. But she didn't jump. And I always told her, like, just jump, just do it. Yes, you're a singer. So what? If you want to cook, you cook and sing. You do your thing. And in October, the third week of October, she opened the restaurant. And I was like, whoa, that's sick. So we are really, all of us are in a new development. And it's so nice to see. Yeah.
Two things.
Yeah.
The first one is, what is the restaurant called? Because we actually have a lot of German listeners as well.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. The restaurant is called Monkamuki.
And where is it? Do you know that?
Yeah, Emerstrasse.
I don't know.
In Euken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's we will put it down in the
Out there.
I wanted to think too. Oh yeah, I think that's so because we both needed to laugh when you told about like your sister's right, and like them being on that, and you also feeling responsible to like ripple all that you're doing, right? But I think like we are also like the perfect example of it, because Cherise was a bit earlier with all of this, and she tried to like let me know like a few things like very, and I was just not ready to hear it at all. I was not ready at all. Like I even made fun of her. I always said that she was flying and like not, and that she didn't have her like feet on the ground. I always made fun of her.
Yeah.
Still, I had my own rock bottom, and I was like, oh, the things that you're telling me like are actually working. They're actually helping me, right?
Yeah.
It also shows that like you said, like everyone has their own path, but as soon also if you want to like if that person is not ready to hear it, that person will never receive it.
Yeah.
Because I never received what she said for like all those years, not at all. But when I was ready, I could fully allow it and fully soak all of it up and like see, okay, but what would really work for me and how can I stay committed to myself and my own self-development? And I think for you, that was also maybe a bit hard for me, for you to see like all the things that were helping you that you were also wishing for me, but me not accepting them.
Mhm.
And then, but also it gave me a big lesson that although you want to help someone, you can never help, you can only guide, and then it's that person's decision if they take it or not. And in the beginning, I was like, oh, but it's not going well. I need to do this, you need to do this, I need to help you, let's go, 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 go. But then it's not working right because indeed there's like this wall, it's very thick. So
A pushback, yeah? Like, oh, yeah.
So it's something I really needed to learn because I have this thing in me that I always want to help people, but then people are not ready. It's just not your job. And
Yeah.
understanding this, it will actually make your own life a lot easier as well.
Yeah. 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 Beautiful. Two here or two sisters. It's similar, you know. When you are sisters, you really understand because we like girls or females, we have the same language, and especially when there are siblings involved, there is also a greater connection that people would never understand, like brothers or uh, um, people who don't have brothers or sisters, you know. So
Yeah.
I like to listen to you girls, and I'm like, okay, I'm not the only one, you know.
Yeah. I'm very, very curious, but we're going a bit another direction now. But I'm very, very curious about your vision. Like, how do you want to combine it all? I don't know if you have a vision yet, but yeah, just out of curiosity, actually.
Yeah, I have a vision, and my vision started again as a child, but it changed during my life because you get older, you get new ideas, you get new goals. So my vision now is to keep sharing my knowledge, keep sharing what people need around consciousness about themselves or their hair. I see a lot of people having um, a lot of struggles. So we also advise some techniques to do, for example, at home. And people really struggle because they now feel their hair and they now have to accept how it feels without all the heavy stuffs. So my vision stays to instill that I want to share my knowledge with people, to let them go back in and accept themselves, love themselves, and also feel themselves, because we are unconsciously disconnected with the feeling of ourselves. So doing this here business, to say it like that, um, helps me also to ground and to also help people to understand how they have to get there to also be in a certain states of happiness and self-acceptance and everything around it. And this is not only in Amsterdam but also in Spain, in London. I'm also busy with uh, keeping people conscious about themselves, and that is beyond here.
Yeah.
And it's not even a business anymore, it's a vision with a mission to do so. Yeah. I can say this is my first child, like my mission and what I where I want to go. Um, and having that, I'm really really thankful that people also receive um that message, because it's not easy. It's really not easy. So yeah, that's really in a nutshell my vision at the moment. I have some besides doing retreats, I have a new workshop that is coming about hair, um, and I also being busy opening an institution to really um, train people to help others, because I'm only one person.
I really love sorry. I really love this like I think what you're doing and like how you're doing it, but also like your core is really in it, right? And that makes so much different. It's not about like reaching like that amount of money or like that amount of it's like really yeah, your core is to help and guide and support. And you can really feel that while you talk also like there's like so much passion there and like so much vision and indeed like what you said so much it's really your mission and you can really feel that but also like the importance behind it that you
Mm.
how you deliver it and I think that is so important in a world that um like to be honest, it has become like sort of a hype, right? Like being coach, being spiritual, doing this and that. It has been a hype. So it's really nice and hear that you have this passion and this drive there to broaden that.
Yeah, yeah. I hear what you say. I really do hear what you say. I had also had my thoughts like, whoa, like I hear a lot of healers, and I don't know what, like everybody is a healer, but I believe everybody is a healer, but by not labeling yourself as a healer is already super powerful. And um, because it's a hype, you really have to disconnect yourself from the hype and do your own thing. That is super important in the fields. Yeah.
Yeah, love that. And I think especially with social media and stuff, we often go in the okay, but this is working, so we need to do that also. And
Yeah.
actually, like in the end, it will not work for you because it's
No.
like
Unauthentic, it will
yeah,
not work.
Yeah, and it's not what you said. It's not from the core. It's more here,
it's
where in the head, but not in the heart. Yeah.
think a bit more and
Yeah.
indeed, and
Yeah.
listen to ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else?
No.
Do I have anything else?
Mhm.
Mm, I feel this conversation is just like this really warm bond. I must say it's like this really like talk, chat, and it feels very warm and very honest and vulnerable and open. And I just want to thank you for that actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, girls, for like really doing this, like creating a platform to really do this, to interview people and sharing their journey and everything. Thank you.
I do
Yeah.
have a question actually. While you were talking, it just popped up. Like you already explained a bit about like your mom introducing you really to like your spiritual essence and like all the things that she what's the word? Taught you. Thank you. All the things that she taught you, right? Do you feel like do you have the plan to also do that with your children or do you already do that?
I already do that. It's like it's in my nature, so when you grow up in a certain environment with your mom being an entrepreneur, your dad being an entrepreneur, it is obvious that you also gonna grow to be one. So yeah, yeah. To
Okay.
answer your question, yes, I really do feel like that. Yeah.
Go to the tip.
You always do this.
Yeah, I know. So here comes the question. What would the ultimate tip be for our listeners?
Listeners, please listen to yourself. Don't ignore answers that you get. I really did it. I did it myself, so I know we are doing it unconsciously. But really seek for experts or professionals who are good in what they do to help you to find your path. If you're lost or if you have any other events in your life, um, seek help to ground, to get back into your body, to get back into your soul, to be honest. Um, because there is help. There is help. So I think that's my message to the listeners. Like, listen to yourself. Um, yeah, dare yourself to change. Yeah. Yeah.
But I want to add on it. I also want to say, like, help is brave, right? There's like this whole misconception about help, and that it's
Being weak or
that's being weak if you ask for help, and that you need to do it all by yourself. But actually, it shows a certain way of being brave and being bold, caring
Yeah.
for yourself that you are.
Yeah.
Help. So just want to add that.
Yeah, it's really, it's that, dare yourself to change. And that's by seeking help, and don't lower yourself by seeking for help. Don't be scared.
Oh.
As a small girl, people always say, oh, do you have a psychiatrist? Oh, that's for crazy people, right? And I'm like, no, my mother has one, so I have one. You really have to grow up in a certain environment to see that as normal, and otherwise you would always think that's for crazy people. So seek help if it's needed. Yeah.
Thanks for that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sad, actually. Last question: how can people find you?
People can find me on social media, Facebook and Instagram by the name The Natural Hair Doctor. For my breath work, I'm still busy with my website, but the name is I Am Calm. By I Am Jahél, because I am Jahél, and I have like the name The Natural Hair Doctor, so people really are like, oh, you're the natural hair doctor, right? And I'm like, no, I am Jahél. So that's also my new branding name, but that I'm still busy with that. So just like follow or check out The Natural Hair Doctor to stay tuned of what what I'm doing. And furthermore, my website's also thenaturalhairdoctor.com. And yeah, people can find me in Amsterdam on the Emmy Andriesenstraat, 442A. That's my salon. And for the rest, I'm traveling. So I also share my travel dates. And sometimes people are in Spain or in London. So we meet. So yeah, that's how people can find me.
Beautiful. We put all your details below, so everyone can find you. And once your website is ready, we will also put it there. Actually, you can just update that.
Yeah.
I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, our hearts, for this conversation. It was really beautiful. Again, thank you for being so open. I know we don't know each other very well, but thank you for being so open.
Yes, of course. Thank you.
I think it's like such an important story to share. So we really always honor our guests for like being so open and vulnerable. Also, like, yeah, there's like a lot of power in that. So really, thank you.
Yeah, it is. Yes, thank you, girls. Really appreciate it. Yeah, really appreciate it. Yeah.
Well, that was it for now. No, for our listeners, we actually have something fun. We are doing a free one-day event on the 29th of November. It is going to be at 7 p.m. CET. We will also put the link to sign up in the
Description.
I also struggle with those in the description. So you can sign up to the free event as well. Is there anything else?
Yeah, it will be about grounding, it will be about clearing, will be some knowledge shared, and we will go into movement and clearing the energy fields. That's thank you again for listening, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Ciao.